Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel.
Has come up with a
Welcome to some Tropico, and yeah, I'm just taking a quick break from playing Don't Starve for the obvious reason of I don't quite know what I'm doing right now. Normally I would probably just churn along with things and just sort of take it on the chin, but I think that the last thing that happened is one of those sort of moments where you just sort of gotta step back a little bit and take some time to sort of figure out what you want to do as your next step. Because do I really want to continue with the way things were going? I'm not sure, maybe. It might be still better for me to just start the guide series, because I've got basically everything I need to know down, and we did find a giant, which is what I did say I was going to do. So, yeah. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my Don't Starve series. Not the playlist, that one's just strictly speaking for the guide for the basic one. Go check out my series for the little Hunting a Giant in the new Reign of Giants DLC, where I just tried to go look for a giant, and that sort of happened. It technically happened. So, yeah, not sure if we're going to continue on looking for giants, or if we're going to just declare ourselves to be done with that, because, yeah, that happened. Anyway, for now, though, taking a break, just using this to kick back, relax, figure out what's going on. And we're probably going to do a couple episodes, get to the modern era in this anyway, so that's probably what we're going to be doing, and should be fine. We're going to go ahead. I can walk through, I guess, a little bit about how to play this game as well. You start off in the colonial era as a sort of crown colony for the British. I'm assuming you're supposed to be with the British, but you never really know with these games. It could just be random accents, but basically, at the start, you're supposed to try and break free from your colonial rule and become an independent pseudo-nation or something of the sort. And to do that, you need enough money to build the buildings, which make your approval rating go up to 51% or higher. So, right now, people living on this island are miserable because they're a colony. They're basically some sort of pseudo-slaves for the English crown. All of my people are dying, which is really just sort of got... Yeah, I don't know, like, population's already plummeting for no good reason. It's just lovely. But, let's check what this is. Probably, yeah, build a library. That's always one of the first missions. But we got our pig farm. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and grab 10 new colonists to replace those 2 that died. Should be okay. But yeah, this is probably going to be a rough mission, since the first mission is going to be getting a bunch of pigs. Let's improve the wages here at this ranch so that people are more inclined to work here instead of other places, and we'll even hire some foreign workers. This way I'll have my quota for that up and done really quickly, and I don't really care if these places actually are receiving way more money than they deserve. It's just like, let's get people working. Okay, so the more money you pump into these buildings, the more efficiently they work, so doing this will actually earn me more money. I just don't have enough to pay them right now. The problem is that we're also only earning a little bit of money out of this trade ship, so it'll be just enough to keep us sort of soluble without having a huge catastrophe and happiness in a few moments, which we otherwise might. No one's going to work here because it doesn't pay as well as any of the other places, but that's fine. What we're expecting is a big sort of kickback of money from the crown in a little bit, as well as potentially we could get some more workers just in random shipments, which tend to come by every once in a while. But as you can see, we're already starting to ramp up in our output. The problem is that at the very start, okay, there's that crown payment. I don't think that leaves me with enough for a library, so we're going to have to wait even a little bit longer, which is fine. Even more people have left. Even more deaths. A lot of deaths on this island. This is going to just be very foreboding. But yeah, we need to get 7,000 bucks for that, whatever.
Stage 1 of His Majesty's plan has been initiated. All colonies must start exporting food to our enemies.
Very silly plans, but, you know, that's what they want. That's what they want. I'm not going to complain about that. Alright, so let's do this, and let's hire some more people. Just a few more migrant workers ought to help us out a little bit here. It costs a lot of money, especially if you start doing too many, but with our population, what the hell is going on? There have been so many deaths this month. I think that death tally is like how many people have died every month, and I'm pretty sure that's just been like 2 deaths every month. This is like an island, this is a cursed island or something. Everyone here is going to die a miserable death. Like, there's ghosts here. This is like one of those haunted whatever sort of stories. But yeah, so we're gonna make ourselves into a totalitarian dictatorship. It's totalitarian dictatorship. Wow, can I never not talk? And just be like the most evil sons of bitches ever. The problem is we have to make sure our people are happy up until at least we get to like that 51% approval rating. So we'll have to be a little bit nice to them up until then. But once we've got that, we can be really mean to them and just crack down with brutal oppression and a military. Now, the problem with that is we don't have an army yet, really. We've got like this palace here, which doesn't pay enough, so I don't really have enough troops to even send out a squad of troops, but, you know, it happens sometimes. Alright, so finally got this damn ship coming back in again. We're gonna get 7,000 bucks from it, which is good. Actually, let's check trade. Before this comes in here, let's check this. We could sell tobacco, which we don't have. We could sell sugar to these guys. That would be good. We don't have gold, so... Okay, let's take the sugar deal. This is going to make the crown dislike us a little bit, but that's fine. No one's working at corn, so let's raise the pay there a little bit.
President, as you know, it is your will alone that keeps Tropico together. Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever.
Alright, let's add a cousin to our dynasty.
As the heir was born, all animals became quiet. A light shone through the skies and
Right, whatever. Sure, I don't really, whatever. So as you can see, like, I have actually played in this file for a little bit before, but, you know, I haven't actually gotten all that far with this one. Alright, so let's get that damn education going. I'm playing on very hard, but I have got disasters turned off. The reason I've got disasters turned off is that they're incredibly arbitrary in this game, like, just like, to an unhappy degree.
In the Empire, the king has organized a royal cook-off. We must show him that Tropican cuisine is the best cuisine.
Okay, so the Royalists want me to make sure that the Royalist wins. I'm going to send the guy that's going to... Like, Penultimo is your, like, education advisor guy. He is a terrible person at everything. He can't do anything right, but that's what we sent him on that job for, so that he loses the cooking competition. And that'll put us in better standing with the royalty. We're running out of time on our mandate. If we don't form a revolution in 2.5 years... we will get kicked off the island by the king, because he doesn't want us to be doing whatever it is we're doing out here. Godless heathen things or whatever, apparently, so that is why that is. So, yeah, you want to get the mandate extended as long as possible, because you can usually get more done through that method than you can do using anything else. So it's one of those really great ways to make sure that you're ahead of the game at all times. Alright, so let's get ourselves... another ranch here. This one's going to be cattle, and the nice thing about cattle is that you can use them later on to fertilize fields, which improves the crop yield that you've got there. I'm going to cancel this actually. There's some... I thought that went up all the way to the other building, but those are just shanty towns. Alright, so we are going to have to build some more houses for these people so they're not living in a shanty town, but oh my god, people are dying so fast. This is just really bad. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, so like some helpful tips for this game, I guess, or whatever, since I should probably be weaving those in here, is that this game's mostly about sort of maximizing revenue streams. Early on, that means agriculture. That's pretty much all that you've got going for you here. When you're putting down agricultural buildings, what you want to make sure is that like as much of it is green as is possible. Green means like higher yields, higher quality land for that area, and different plants have different levels. So you've got plus 48 location for this farm over here. That's because it's got this sort of green. This one's got a little bit less green, so it's only got a plus 10 from the location. So different qualities of land provide different qualities for that. And this can be modified slightly by abilities like fiber fertilization in the sugar plantation, which will increase the quality of the land around it for a little bit after I've got that researched, which I don't yet, but I will eventually, so it's fine. Alright, so yeah, you want to make sure that all your buildings are where they're going to be maximally effective and efficient, so that's how you make a lot of money. Early on, you want to make sure that your construction office is capped out, but you can turn it back down a little bit if you're not building anything at the time, because that's basically going to speed up or slow down construction. I'm actually building a little bit, so I might as well keep it on.
Our land is untamed.
Build 2 new guard towers. I'll accept that mission. You accept these missions as you go along. They're usually not too hyper important, but they let you usually get something or another. The Royal Mandate ones are the only ones that are important, in all honesty. They make it so that you get to stay on the island longer. You can get a lot done in 1 year on this island, so it's always a good idea to take those when you can. and anything else, you just sort of improve the quality in these places because it increases the amount of revenue you can get from them, because the workers will work more efficiently, and it'll guarantee that everyone's working in there. So that's what you do that for. And you just basically make sure that you can get as many buildings built as possible and diversify your crops as much as possible. As you can see, I'm trying to build one of every crop type where possible. I'm going to take the 3 revolutionaries because they're college educated, so they'll be better quality workers. But yeah, you basically just need to make sure that you're doing everything so that everything's moving along really quickly to get you money, which means getting a lot of different fields. Well, getting a lot of fields will get you a lot of money, but you get better trade deals if you've got a lot of different fields, because then you can sort of pick and choose which trade contracts you get. And there's like a good number of trade contracts. They change on a regular basis. Once you've locked one in, it stays for quite some time. So we're still selling sugar to smugglers, which is fine. And we've got these other options though, and if we had had pineapples as an option, since we don't have our pineapple fields up yet, we would have been able to sell them for even more of an increase in the margins. So those different trade agreements that you always want to do can always really make a big difference as to what you should be growing, and it's best if you just have everything growing ahead of time. So we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to start putting in more fields here. So we'll put down the tobacco fields and pineapples as well. So it's, you know, over here. So okay, so I want it here. And let's just get this road down here so I know why I did that. There we go. And that should be... Is that... I forget if that's all of the plantation types. We started with corn. Oh, we don't have... I don't think we have cocoa. So we'll put that up here. Cocoa is great. It's actually one of the most basic crops as far as just making money goes. Earns a lot, don't actually have to do much to make it even more profitable.
In a flash of brilliance, His Royal Majesty figured out.
Alright, so we're just about at the brutal dictatorship point, which will be good. It'll be nice. We can like have our gigantic army rolling around the island constantly, killing people and intimidating their families and all that other lovely jazz. It'll be wonderful, just like a good dictator should. So, yeah, these mandates though make it kind of annoying since you can't start off with that playstyle, which I think would have been nice if you could have started off as a brutal dictator, but, you know, you don't have to. We're only at 16% happiness, actually, and we're making everybody working these plantations, so...
While searching...
I guess that kind of does make us brutal dictators, but, you know, we're not the worst brutal dictators. We haven't reduced everyone's wages down to minimum to save them money, and we haven't sort of forced people out of their homes to make room for more plantations or whatever. You know, we're not complete monsters, we're just mostly monsters. Alright, so... let's get this construction going. Alright, how much are we starting to make? We're making about 8,000... We're probably making about 10,000 a shipment here, which is pretty good. Oh, this isn't the right shipment. Okay, so what the hell? 2 months till the next shipment. Fantastic. Let's increase this to well off so that those people are getting here faster. You actually improve the number of times the boat shows up if you do that, which is, I think, a bit odd. Alright, so we got the mandate extension.
And published it under a pseudonym. It was an autobiographical story about 2 men on a mountain who want to form deep male bonds. They even stole the surrealistic chapter where fairies prance under a rainbow. The circumstances behind the theft are very queer.
Okay, that's lovely, Penultimo. Okay, he's completely useless. Like, he's the first guy that you should have fired. You should have fired him ages ago. But you apparently have a soft spot for him or something, I don't know.
His Royal Majesty would like to know more about your island.
Okay, this is a really good one. So what we're going to do is wait till we got a little bit more money. We're going to send our exploration team over here. Check out that mine over there. And that's it. We get $2,000 for spending $1,000, and we'll also be able to pick another mandate extension. Or actually, no, this one's a weird one. This one is one where you have to name an animal after the king or something like that. Something weird, I don't remember. Okay, have we got every plant growing? I think we do. There's 8. Okay, yeah, that's... I think as best it's gonna get. That one's less interesting, so we'll not worry about it. And we're gonna bump up the amount of money we're putting into all of these buildings. So production, I like putting up top because it ends up paying for itself. we go. Do need more people on the island, though. Okay.
The
And
expedition has made a wonderful discovery, a peculiar, wide-eared marsupial. What shall we name it?
So yeah, they found a koala bear, basically. We're gonna name it after the king, because that makes everybody like us more. Rebels think it's hilarious, and the king is flattered.
Revolution needs the people's support.
Okay, we need a Catholic mission. We had to build one of those anyway to get up to the correct happiness level, so we're gonna go ahead and build that now. Might as well, and we might as well build our grocer now. We're starting to really rake in a little bit of money here, so that's really good. We can also work on building our logging camp, which we will need. Here's not the greatest place for it, but I mean, it's more of a temporary measure, so I'm not going to worry about that all that much. We got some mine access here, which is good. Alright. Now you can technically just send your exploration team like 2 inches away from yourself, so that you get it done really quickly, but I'm not doing anything with the army anyway, so. Would have been really awkward if pirates decided to invade me at that time, but it didn't, so that's fine. How much fish are we sort of getting here? I don't think we're getting very many fish, really. Okay, we're going to increase that to full. We don't need to increase drift netting, that would be sort of bad in the end. Okay, we're up to 119 people. It's quite a few, but it's making people happier. So yeah, we got fish coming in here at all yet? I don't think so.
Disaster. The revolutionaries are demanding that you insult the king.
Okay, so I have seen this before, so I do know what to do.
And boring animals in Tropico after the king.
Okay, so we're gonna name him that.
Pleased that you picked an animal that does nothing but eat all day.
Okay, so that, I picked that the first time, like, I don't know what the other options do, but I picked that the first time and figured it would be the right one because it has the word great in it. And royalty's vain enough that just having great in it is probably sufficient for royalty to be perfectly happy with what I'm doing. So, yeah, they apparently are totally fine with that. Perfect. But, yeah, I don't recommend you calling your royalty after a great egret of any sort, so... Monarchy for me is just the British monarchy, and they don't usually come all the way over here, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think they're even allowed to come all the way over here to get mad at us if we call them after some sort of great marsupial of some sort, or whatever, but, you know, there's that sort of potential that they might. I don't want to really argue with the royalty. It sounds exhausting. Alright, so let's build a factory up here. What they'll do is they'll take logs from all the way down here, if I ever had anybody working in there, and they'll drag them up here, they'll turn them into planks very inefficiently by walking all the way back, and then bring it down to the docks, which is fine. I mean, we clearly have a labor shortage on this damn island. I've got 122 people, but I've got 14 open jobs. There's one asshole that isn't working, despite the fact that there's a lot of open jobs. What a dick. Are you even producing anything, fishery? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to start upgrading our plantations here, so fiber fertilization is a good one, and then the ranch cattle manure fertilizer one. That's going to improve the viability of all of these sort of crops around nearby.
The revolution dictates that all...
Hire a manager and our mission. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get an environmentalist. Actually, let's get Green Thumb in here, since that'll improve the living conditions there.
We, the people of Tropico, demand the right to bear rams. Wait, that's not right. There's a typo here.
Okay, we don't actually want to issue that edict, really. I don't need necessarily educated people, and our population's sort of winding upwards in a sort of slow, inconsistent kind of way, so that's fine. We don't need to worry about that yet.
I sat with 3 other members of the research team. Suddenly.
Okay, I'm gonna not worry about that. Right, so we're doing pretty well here. We're chugging along. I'm just gunning it as far as speed goes. Still have a lot of unemployment, or we've still got a lot of empty jobs here, but okay, I'm gonna increase that since it looks like we're starting to accumulate a little bit of junk on our lots. It's not getting shipped away. It's not a huge problem, but it is potentially a problem. Hopefully this is enough fish that we get out of this current situation that we're in. I don't know, how much is this actually producing here? I'm gonna turn off local
His
consumption
Royal
actually.
Majesty has
Oh, that was enough.
instructed me
Okay.
to present you with this.
Let's take that mandate extension. Okay, so we'll turn on local consumption again. I just was figuring we should get that done as quickly as possible. We're up to 31% approval, by the way, which is really good. I do want to get that higher, I think, but there's not a whole lot we can necessarily do about that by default. We'll just have to continue along doing what we're doing and hoping for the best. At this point in time, I think that I'm just going to round out what I'm producing with some llamas. The problem is that there's nowhere good to produce llamas. Everywhere sort of is meh, unless you were to get up here, which I can't because it's uneven terrain or something, and frankly there's nowhere to road up to the top of this mountain anyway, so the best place for llamas, sort of restricted. I could go build one back here though somewhere, so we'll go ahead and build a llama farm all the way the hell back here. Not really great, but whatever. And as you can see, the squalor here is just really getting out of control. So you just have tons and tons of people in like little squatty hut thing sort of things. So we're going to start building some country houses. And I think 4
Great
news.
should be enough for now.
We found them.
Okay, we don't really need our... Oops. We don't really need those. Let's just research everything. We want to make sure that we've researched everything before the next age starts. Alright. And with this, we can afford probably to increase this with inoculation, which doubles the effectiveness of that particular thing. We don't want to go with the extensive fertilization because that ruins the tobacco farm over time. I don't really think that's actually a useful feature, so I keep it off. Alright, so we are going to increase everything else, though.
They say
That we
a
can
man's
afford.
home is his castle, old chap. I would state that the reverse is also true. My castle is my home.
Okay, I'm going to go for the mandate extension here again. I just have to build 3 mansions, which I like doing anyway. If you build some
We've been
mansions...
feeding our foes literally tons of food. Yet they haven't gained any weight. His Majesty is furious. He demands more food right now.
Yeah, I haven't actually figured out what I end up making the most money on, but I think that the highest one is the lower prices, so long as I can get this done quickly enough. I have to sell 20,000 tons of food, and it's going to cut my profits on those by 20%, but I mean, I am selling other things like planks, I guess, and some of those I don't think qualify as food. Like, I don't think cotton qualifies as food by any definition, but you never know. Okay, so... we're going to come and get a big wad of payment from these guys, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. And that's quite a lot of food in one shipment, so I should be able to get out of that job in just a couple of missions here. Okay, bean processing is also good. That's not necessary, really. Okay, let's get on those houses here. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We'll need people who can live in there, so we will actually have to wait a little bit. I need a little bit more money before I can afford it. I should have thought of that. Actually, it's best, I think, if we cancel construction here and go over here. Small parcel growth. What that does is starts making these people rich. The problem is that they're not rich right now. As you can see, they'll have to work a little bit before they actually become rich. Right now, they're just well off. But once they've gone into the banana plantation, worked a little bit, they'll become rich instead of just well off, which will let me have some people who can live here. So far we've only got enough people for 1 house worth of rich people, so not necessarily great, but I think we're done this mission, actually. Nope.
His Majesty's
yeah, we are.
plan
Perfect.
didn't work quite as expected. We were unable to make our foes fat. However, they were...
Alright, so let's get these mansions back up again. Perfect. That'll be another extension if I recall. Alright. Things are going pretty good here.
How can I help?
So yeah, you can see that these people are supposed to be rich, but they're still just well off.
His Royal Majesty has in...
Alright, so that is our another extension. Still don't really have enough money for that. Let's... How much money do I need for it? A newspaper, 4,200, okay. Well, I technically even don't really need a newspaper since Liberty, I think, is already pretty high. Liberty is for when you start putting out really draconian edicts, which people will dislike, but that's perfectly fine. I've got my friend suggesting I commit to a life of crime. Little does he know that I already am a wanted criminal across many continents. By which I mean none of those things are true. Anyway, let's continue chugging along. We're up to 34% happiness, but we've got 5.5 years, so we've got plenty of time to just make money and try and get all the buildings down that we're going to want, which I think is a better idea than sort of trying to rush the mandate. In fact, we're not even going to worry about that, what they're sort of telling us to worry about. What we're going to do is we're going to build an opera house. We're going to build it right here, and it'll be a lovely place for our people to go whenever they want to. Getting $20,000 in a shipment, which is really quite good. Okay, we're just at that age where I also want to worry about our defenses a little bit more, but you know, it's not a big deal. I mean, you just have to have a couple towers, guard towers up, and make sure that you've actually got enough people working here to constitute like a full squad. We'll actually bump that up so that we've got more rich people. But we've actually got all the people living in these mansions capped out, so that's good. That's really good. Okay. How's this guy doing? Let's improve their quality of life a little bit. Now, one of the nice things about like maxing out pay in all these places is that it also improves the quality of the jobs, so that people are happier working, which passively increases the happiness of everybody sort of everywhere, which I think is really a great way to make it so that you get up to the 51%. If everyone's happy working the jobs, making more money for you, I mean, like, that is definitely the best way to go about that. All right. Looks like I'm not really getting any more job offers, but let's still go ahead and put down some essentials like our tavern, because drinking is in fact important. There we go. And let's also put down some more country houses. Country houses are usually... A lack of housing is one of those sort of constant problems that's really difficult to get rid of in terms of unhappiness. Because you end up growing quite quickly, and growing the houses is a little bit difficult.
The people's support for the revolution is...
I think our job happiness is already above it, so that's sort of a wash there. Pretty easy. All right, let's also get that... what the hell was it? Right, newspaper. Let's get the newspaper down. Stick it right here. Probably not the best place. This blocks off one house, but I think there's a house going to be blocked off there anyway. We'll use a power station there to fill in the gap later on in a different era. Okay, so we lost our trade offer because that's been completed. So let's look at what else we can do for the next little bit. Let's start selling tobacco. It's a good price, 1,600. So we'll do that. The Crown's not going to like that. But, you know, that's fine. We're going to start gradually tearing away from them. Not just yet, but soon. Soon.
We have invented red tape.
Lovely. Okay. Well, we're just about there. We need to start worrying about our defenses just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And 2 more is all I really need. And I'll just put them here. Okay, so the guard towers that I've got sort of spread out across our beaches will sort of capture anything that tries to attack us from that angle, giving my army enough time to respond. This way I don't have to build fortresses. The fortresses that I could theoretically build in this era are really sort of useless. Since they're huge, they become obsolete like right away. It's much better to just get towers to absorb the first attack and then counterattack with your troops from the palace, finish them off, and then the next area you start building a bunch of...
I'm getting ahead of myself. Governor.
Yeah, so we hit that target. We still want to spend time in this mode. The first age is basically an easy mode, so you want to spend as much time as is humanly possible in it to make easy money and to get easy buildings set up, and not have to worry about sort of the nonsense that's going to really plague you later
The
on.
revolution is a
Build a
struggle
new
for...
tavern. Why not? Let's build this tavern. We'll build this one back here, so... We're going to build a little bit of an industrial sector back over here, and we'll use this area for sort of people to hang out and enjoy their lives as they live there as well, I guess. Okay. Now, you end up with these sort of weird strips sometimes right beside there. Those are perfect places to sort of put houses. There we go. And it looks like I also need another Teamster's office, it looks like, so we're going to go ahead and get another one of those. There we go. Teamsters offices are where you go to get people to run around town and bring things in. So we'll increase the effectiveness of that. And they take away the crates and put it in those places. So when you see the crates really stacking up like this, it's time to get another Teamster. I mean, I've just got way too many damn crates still stacking up. I mean, look at that. It's a nice little touch that you can actually see those, but whatever. 15 more people moved here. Fantastic. I haven't actually been able to figure out how you determine when people immigrate here, but it seems to happen pretty constantly, so that's fine. It's the only way to get population really at this time of the game anyway. Okay, so we're still maintaining about 52%, but it doesn't matter if we dip back down, we still keep that. Don't need to worry about that anymore. Can we use this again? Why is our Liberty so bad by the docks? What the hell? It might be because we got all these guard towers, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Yeah, no, that's just really actually quite bad. Oh well. We'll try and increase the effectiveness by boosting that all the way up to the top.
I tried to talk to the pirates about our revolution.
Build a new dock. Okay, fantastic. There we go. And I think these guard towers might actually be in the way of the next set of docks, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to make very many more docks on this side of the island. Might be better for me to start making them on the other side of the island.
The leaders of the Tropican nation, in our desire to put...
Oh yeah, I also had to research that before I could even declare independence, so you have to get to the end of the tech level anyway, but whatever. Alright, so I think that we're actually just about at the limit of what we can do in this era. Now, we have got this volcano here, which will be important later, but it's not important now, so let's sort of ignore that. Alright. Perfect.
Thanks to your efforts.
The trade route is extra useless now since, like, we're going to be out of this era pretty quickly, and we've still got, like, trade routes that we could take. Like, we could take this cotton one, it's pretty good. That sugar one's atrociously bad. This meat one is pretty good, though. Now let's just take this for the rest of the time. Okay, and the only building that we really have left to build is the lighthouse, which we will build over here somewhere. There we go. And that'll give us an opportunity, I think, to sort of get more trade routes is what it's supposed to be doing, but I don't know if it actually does. Oh no, it must. That's quite a bit of an improvement, actually. Huh. Well, live and learn. Those aren't technically very good ones anyway, so. Alright. Let's put that to well off. Perfect. Anyway, I think that's enough of our go-through for now. Our economy is up and rolling really nicely, and we've met the criteria to get to the next age. We just want to make as much easy money as possible before we actually take that leap and go there. Doing really quite well here. I might take this time to build more agriculture, actually. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so we want to focus on sort of cotton is a good one. We don't have anywhere good to build that, though, so we won't. We'll make another sugar one. In the next era, you can make sugar into rum, you can make cotton into clothes, and you can make tobacco into cigars. So those are the good crops to make later on in the game. Can't build here. Damn it. Looks like there's nowhere good to plant there, so what can I plant there safely? Pineapples are really, really super now. Okay, fantastic. Good to know. Cocoa. Okay, cocoa works well there, bananas work well there, so let's just plant cocoa there. They're a good cash crop, even if I am not getting the extra bonuses off of it, so might as well. And then we kind of also have to build a road up here. And it looks like I could build bananas there as well, so let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And that'll sort of help to maximize the amount of utility I'm getting from that region. Might as well also build this road here. Oh yeah, anyway, that is it for the video. I hope you found it enjoyable, and of course, as always, I hope to see you all next time.